Jesus and his friends often took long journeys, but there were no trains and no cars and no bicycles. There were often long walks down dusty roads. And sometimes on these long journeys, they would need to find a place to stay. Now, there was a lady called Martha. I imagine she had quite a nice home, and she very kindly invited Jesus to stay at her house. Now imagine having Jesus to stay in your home. What a privilege. Martha wanted everything to be perfect. There was so much to be done. She wanted to make a nice meal and make Jesus feel comfortable. There was probably laundry that had to be put away and some sweeping up that had to be done. And so when Jesus arrived, she was busy. Now Martha also had a sister called Mary. And whilst Martha was trying to get everything done, Mary wasn't helping. Rather than helping, Mary was sat in front of Jesus, listening intently. She wanted to hear his stories. She wanted to be in his company. This was an opportunity to learn from the man himself. Jesus was in her lounge. So Martha was running around the house trying to get everything done, and she kept watching Mary, who was just sat there listening to Jesus. I imagine Martha tried to get her sister's attention. Perhaps she purposefully dropped something on the floor. But Mary doesn't notice. She keeps focused on Jesus. And so Martha begins to get a bit upset. Why should she do all the work when Mary is just sat there listening to Jesus? This is not fair. She goes from being a bit upset to being really quite cross. So much so that she walks directly up to Jesus and says, "Don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me." Jesus turns to Martha. I imagine he looks her again directly in the eye. And he says to her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about so many things, but only one thing is essential. And Mary has chosen it." You see, Mary had chosen the most important thing. In this story, we discover that being in the company of Jesus is much more important than doing many busy things for Jesus. Number 1, have a family discussion. Are you more like Mary or Martha, and why? Number 2, Mary sits and spends time with Jesus. We can't invite the physical Jesus into our lounge, but perhaps as a family discuss, what things can we do to spend time with Jesus? Number 3, think through your daily routine as a family. Is there something you can do at least once a week to remember this story and spend time with Jesus? Number 4, as a family, can you get creative and turn this story into a song or a poem? And number 5, can you as a family remember this story and go for a prayer walk? And as Mary spent time with Jesus, stop in different locations and pray that others might know more of who he is. For more ideas of how you can explore the Christian faith in the home, check out the Kitchen Table Project.